Answer the following true or false. If the p-value is 0.003 and the level of significance alpha is 0.05 in a hypothesis test for a mean, then we accept the alternative hypothesis. Is that true? Well, so the p-value 0.003 and the alpha levels 0.05. So that's less, isn't it? 003 is less than 05. So remember the saying? When the P is low, the HO must go away. Here, let me refer to our notes. Let me grab here. This is not your notes. Let me grab your notes real quick and remind you, this is the exam 3 notes, which has a lot of good things on it for you. I just updated it again. I just keep fiddling with it. I wanted to highlight a couple things and make it more clear. So, and I just sent it out to you again. It's not much different, just slightly. So basically, I wrote a couple options for the hypothesis test. I came down here and I wrote option 1, and I put the saying, because I thought that would be easier for you to have the saying right in front of your eyes. So, too big there. There we go. There's that one, and then I did option 2 right there for you also. There we go. Let me bring those over and put those in so you can see them easily. All right. My iPad just updated this morning, so it's doing funny things. What just happened there? I don't know. It's, you know, whenever something updates, it's different at first. All right. It went to updated to a new version. All right, let me try this again. I usually know how to do this. Oh, there they are. Now they're showing you. Wait, where are they showing? Why are they showing right there? This is bizarre. I don't know what they're doing. All right, they're showing up in the beginning for some reason. Oh, that's option 2. Okay, it's doing something different. That's all right. I'll get it going here. Stick it. Hello, iPad. What's going on here? I'm trying to do this, and it's not working so well. Oh, that was kind of nice. All right. All right, there we go. There's the 2 options. I got them in backwards order for some reason. Here, let me try this again. Option 1. And boom, option 2. Beautiful. All right, it's all working now. All right, here we go. So there's option 1, right? There's the saying, when the P is low, the null must go. This means when the P-value is low, less than alpha, the null hypothesis must go away. That is, reject the null, keep H1, strong evidence. That's option 1. So I'm giving you the 2 options, trying to make it really clear. That's what they're saying in question 2 here. The P is low, HO must go away. So that means we reject the null, right? Go away, we reject it. Is that what they said? Except, we reject null, and if we reject the null, then we accept H1. That is called, maybe you're not used to that name. This is called, let me make this clear for you. This is called the null hypothesis. This one is called the alternative, right? Because it's the other option. It's the alternative hypothesis. So we have the null hypothesis and the alternative. So is what they said true? Well, if the P is 0.03 and the alpha is 0.05, then the P is lower. And so the HO must go away. So we reject the null and we accept H1, which is the alternative. They said, accept the alternative. True. That's exactly right. So there we go. So you just have to go through those rules that I gave you right down here on the exam 3 notes.
Mr. Heron?
Yes. Question.
So when we reject the HO, it's always going to be we're rejecting the null hypothesis, right? Always?
Right. The HO is the null. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So whenever the P is low, like it says there on my screen, whenever the P is less than alpha, we're going to reject the null hypothesis. When the P is low, the null must go. Yeah, so that's the saying. We're going to use that through the rest of the semester. So you really want to just keep saying that to yourself. When the P is low, the null must go. When the P is less, the null hypothesis must go away. We reject the null, which means we keep the other one, H1. Exactly. That good? Does that make sense? And then the other option is option 2. When the P is not low, it's greater. So when the P is not low, the null must not go. So this is the new updated notes. I highlighted, tried to make it really clear for you. When the P is not low, because this is the heartbeat of our hypothesis test. When the P is not low, the null must not go. This means when the P value is not low, it's greater, the null H0 must not go away. That is, we fail to reject the null, right? It's not going away. We're keeping it. We fail to reject it, and instead we keep it. And there's weak evidence. So those are the 2 options. And what they said on question 2 here is true.